Whoa, look at this. Here's our worm farm. Heaps of worms. And
how many did this start off with? A half a kilo?
Yep.
Of worms.
500 grams of worms from Worms R Us. And they've just been multiplying every 40 days. Multiply. Now if I just dig under here, look at that. Look at those babies.
Yep.
It's all good stuff. And see how it's breaking down into soil, or actually worm castings. And later on, when we start getting, look at that in there, that's worm castings. That's what we will add into when we plant our seedlings. We'll chuck a bit of that in there as well. Once we, yeah, I'm happy with that. That's lovely. So I'm gonna see it's dropped down from the other day. I'm gonna chuck some leaves on there.
Just throw some leaves on.
Bit of brown. All right, find it. Yeah, look what's under here. Look at that worm juice. I can't get rid of it fast enough now. So it's working.
It's dripping as we speak.
Yeah, kia ora whānau. Welcome back to Kaitiaki Mara Kai. Here's an update on our project that we're doing here, starting up a new garden. So the lads, you recall, we actually dug this half here last week, and Team 117 came in on Saturday and finished it off, tidied it up. The owner's got some compost on. So what we're doing today is we're actually just going to make some rows for her using the compost, preparing, mixing that in with a bit of lime, as we've done on other sites. So yeah, we're coming along quite well here, and it's a beautiful day here in Kaikwe. So that's what we're up to. We're just going to make up some rows for planting, probably 3, maybe 4 rows along there. I've got Tony Henderson from Zion Gardens, our Taheka way. He's out that way, he comes in and helps out, and there's a bit of compost. And where I am standing right now is probably going to be where the summer Māra is, but that's what we are doing today. So give you a bit of an update, and just show you what we're doing. Right, hey, good night. Whew. Well, here we go. This is what it's starting to look like, taking shape.
Hey?
So we've dug trenches on the side, put it in the middle, put a layer, like we're doing here, put a layer of that compost in, then we puffed kopo tahu, and then we dig it into the soil, and then we just put a layer on top.
A bit more on top.
So we're going to do 3 beds for the garden, and I'll do another trench along there, and so you have 3 beds ready to plant in. And then on this side we're going to plant potatoes, put some rewive in. So the things that we're watching here, and we know we're going to have issues with, see how big the soil is in regards to size of it. It needs to be broken down, so it's going to take a couple of years. So we're going to plant those out, things like cabbage, broccoli, silver beet. What was the other plants we were looking at doing there, Tone?
Cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower takes too long.
Yep.
26 weeks. So silver beet, maybe get brave and a bit of beetroot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Celery good up here?
You can get away with it this time of year.
Yep.
I like growing celery. Get right out of that over the years.
So what we're trying to do,
You're only going to put half a dozen in, not
the moon's telling us we're halfway through the month. We've passed the first quarter for planting. So we're just preparing the soil to get it ready, and the other thing in regards to the timeline is that the long weekend that's coming up is really the hinge of, for up here where we are, conditions and the temperature of the soil for planting it. So we kind of, this is really this week, next week is the last time for us prepping and putting our vegetables in. Yeah, but the bigger plan, so we're thinking we're going to probably put up some trellises along the back here for beans and tomatoes, so we'll broad fork there again, remembering that normally we try to no-till, meaning not turning over, but because the soil is compacted, we're needing to aerate it and so forth, adding good nutrients into the soil. So we're going to broad fork along there, put up some trestles for tomatoes, beans and that in summertime, where the compost is there at the moment. Once we planted out our potatoes here, we will start then prepping that for summer vegetables. So yeah, so hopefully this will come into fruition July, August, around spring, and we'll have some potatoes. We're doing a lot of potatoes and other vegetables, and then this starts becoming a bit of a hub. So as we've talked about before, we've got whānau, they're living in that house, and we've got two on this side here, so they're actually teaming up together to look after this. Yeah, it's coming along. So thanks to Team 117 on Saturday for coming in and finishing half of it. We're looking at getting some chickens in here, running along the back. So yeah, a bit of a project for the whānau, yeah, which is good. So what Tony's doing now is he's just mixing up the original soil with the compost, just to break it in and feed it, and feed the worms that are in there, and then we'll layer some more just on top, which we will be planting into. Yeah, whānau. Hey, if you're not part of the page or part of our whānau community, click the like button and share it around, and if you're wanting to look at backyard gardening for yourself, you can look us up on Patreon. We've got different tiers that you can join in. Over there we have full of videos, we do a monthly newsletter, updates, we have some chats, so there's a whole way of getting involved in the Māra projects, and that just helps us in regards to ongoing support for buying compost seedlings and other nutrients and things like lime and so forth. Petrol, because it's a long way for whānau to come. Sometimes we go quite a way, or as Zion Gardens comes in. So I appreciate that. Go and have a nosy, see what you think, and if you want to join us, you're most welcome. This is Rewa Te Kahu, Kaitiaki Mara Kai, a garden project out of Kaikoi Baptist Church here in Northland. Food security and sustainability, helping people one whānau at a time, learning how to sow to grow their own vegetables and fruit. Alrighty, yeah, well, they did say at the front they took the top off, layer off, to put that metal down, and they tipped it here. This is it. Yeah.
What we're doing here is just breaking it down a bit. We're going to bring over the top. Entrance in the soil. Rain wash it in. We use gypsum, which breaks down soil, and we'll move 300 mil in the winter. And the limes will shift the pH. Sure as eggs, she'll be down. So it goes to that. Could fix the calcium. See how it all goes with nitrogen.
Nice.
So when we do the potatoes and the beans, we'll definitely be putting potassium in. I've still got all the organic stuff in there. There you go, over all right?
Yeah, looks good. Looks good.
I have never worked soil like this ever before in my life.
Oops, sorry about the sun.
That'll be a reel.
And we're just layering some more on top. As we mentioned, you basically just got base soil, so we're just going to have to build up the health of the soil as we go along. Got a broad fork along here, probably 2 rows here, tomatoes at the back or front, beans. Yep, we'll just see what the soil's like first, but it's going to be pretty much the same as that. So, and then where we are here will be our summer Māra.
It's already got compost in it. Maybe drags behind.
Yeah, that's looking good.
And broad fork it in.
Here we go, planting our garlic. These are the MSs, which are MS.
Yeah, is Mongolian silver skin. It's quite suitable. It needs to do well on the west coast of New Zealand. The other one's a turban, which originally I bought from North Canterbury. I grow it down there. And he used to rotate his chooks on his garlic. He used to run the chooks in an area, and the next year he'd use it for garlic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shall I
The
do
turbans,
where you are now, where I've just pulled the carrots out?
yeah.
So I've just harvested the carrots that I planted on the 31st of the 12th, which was that pile that's just over there. Had to find some more potatoes and kumara that I'd planted in this lot. So, you know, the soil keeps giving. So, give us a little explanation about growing garlic up here in Northland. Yeah, Tony?
Well, you've got to go early. It's the shortest day is virtually good for the Northern Hemisphere.
Yep.
Most of the smart growers are going around March, April. Mine went in April, but there's a lot of guys that are, to avoid the rust, get the plants up as strong as you can.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to give them a bit of a feed. Very light feed. If you're putting nitrogen in, only very lightly, because you'll lose it. It will affect your keeping qualities when they hang. You notice sometimes you get garlic with thick necks, they're not going to keep. They just rot on you. There's a lot of mysteries to garlic, and I'm still learning, to be honest. But
Yep.
there's some very good books around, written by American growers from the Midwest. The Mystery of Growing Garlic, if you see it around, written by a co-op of growers. They're very good.
So you've just mentioned some feed for it,
Yeah.
regards to the minerals in that. What is an example of that when you say
A bit
nitrogen?
of potassium.
Potassium, yeah, what's
If you've got it just lightly. A bit of calcium, we put lime in.
yep, so lime. We're utilising our
And a lot of well-rotted compost.
okay.
They like, you get a lot of nitrogen out of compost, and it's sort of a lot slower, not an instant fix. So you've got to be careful of that. It's not like growing leeks or spring onions.
Right.
Onions and garlic are very similar. And you just put enough in there to get them going, plenty of compost, and then you feed them. Just feed them with your by watering can, maybe a week before full moon or 3 days. Put that much wormweed in the bottom of a 10 litre
Yep.
watering can and water it on the leaves.
Yep.
And they'll love you for it.
So how long should the shoot start coming through from what you've done here?
These guys will probably be through probably 10 days.
Yep. Okay.
They're not like elephant, which seem to take about 3 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah,
And the time till harvest for these?
about October.
Right.
And you've got 4 to 6 dead leaves at the bottom of your plant. It's
Yep.
time to get them out, because after that, the wrapping that wraps the protective wrapping of the garlic starts to rot away.
Okay.
So
So I should have got these in a bit earlier,
well,
but,
it would be okay.
but this is fine.
Yeah, keep an eye on, if you're going through a dry period, you may have to water to keep them fattening.
Yep.
And also the light nitrogen fixing the leaves will help them fatten up.
Okay. So that other than the worm juice, which I've got here from our worm farm, the other materials, like we just add that on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll get some wood chip to help keep the weeds down. It depends how much time you've got.
Yeah.
If you're busy people, you've got to try and negate that. And in the end, you just turn the wood chip into the ground and it breaks down into a big cycle.
Yeah.
And it's more goodness for them to break down. And it hangs around quite a while. It takes its time, and it just disappears.
Yeah, that's good. Well, whānau, this is the last task that we're doing today. So we've filled up the worm farm, we've gone over to our project and we've done a bit of work over there in regards to getting the soil prepped. We're just going to finish off with our planting our garlic here. And where I've just harvested my carrots that I had here, you would have seen in earlier videos, which is this lot down in there. So I'll pull up my spring onions there, and we'll just finish off planting in that patch there. And I think we've still got another bag of garlic to plant out. So I might do that one where we're doing that little compost on the back there. I think I might plant my other garlic over there and do a back row along the back of the fence over there. Again, it's in the sun. All right, whānau, take them up.